after 60? Stop these habits for a happier, healthier life. If you've crossed the threshold of 60, you've already lived a life full of purpose, working hard, raising a family, caring for others, and doing everything you needed to do. You've built a foundation, endured challenges, celebrated victories, and now you stand at the doorstep of a new chapter. Some call it retirement, others call it reinvention. But whatever name you give it, this stage of life holds a powerful promise. This is the time when life stops being about chasing after more money, more achievements, more things, and begins to become about choosing better. Choosing what truly matters, choosing peace over pressure, joy over obligation, and freedom over fear. But here's a truth that few speak aloud. Living better at this stage often means learning to let go. Letting go of the habits, the beliefs, and the burdens that no longer serve you. It means removing those heavy weights from your shoulders so you can finally breathe freely, live lightly, and embrace the beauty of the present moment. This isn't about doing anything wrong. It's about deserving more. More happiness, more peace, more meaningful moments. Over the years, I've had the honor of sitting with incredible people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. People who have shown me what it truly means to live well. And from their wisdom and experiences, I've learned that the secret to a happier, healthier retirement lies in knowing what to stop doing. So, stay with me. Because the changes we're about to explore aren't just small adjustments. They have the power to transform how you wake up tomorrow morning, and every morning after that. Let's begin this journey together, to stop what no longer serves you and start living the freedom and joy you have earned. Stop saving out of fear. Saving money has been a constant in many of our lives, a lesson deeply ingrained from childhood. Save for a rainy day, they said. Prepare for the future. And for decades, this mindset served us well. It gave us security, comfort, and peace of mind, knowing we had a cushion to fall back on. But here's the thing. After 60, the rainy day you've been saving for is no longer a distant event. It's here. Your future self is standing right in front of you, waiting to live the life you've prepared for. Yet sometimes, even when the numbers look good and the basics are covered, fear still holds you back. I remember meeting a man who had over $2 million saved for retirement. No debts, a paid-off home, more than enough to last him and his wife the rest of their lives. But every time his wife suggested taking a vacation, buying a camper, or even going out for a nice dinner, he would tense up, his mind racing with, what if something happens? What if we need that money later? I asked him gently, what if you never need it? What if later never comes the way you expect? That question lingered with him, and maybe it lingers with you too. Saving is important. It's smart and necessary. But saving out of fear, out of worry, anxiety, or guilt, can steal away the very freedom you worked so hard to build. It traps you in a cage of what-ifs, preventing you from enjoying the present moment. After 60, you have earned the right to trust in the life you've created. To spend on memories, on experiences, on simple joys, without guilt or hesitation. It's not about reckless spending, but about intentional living. About realizing that your money is not just a safety net. It is a bridge to connection, happiness, and fulfillment. So today, I invite you to shift your mindset. Instead of asking, what if I run out of money? Start asking, what is truly worth spending on while I still have time? Because your time is now. Not someday. Not eventually. Now. You have saved well. You have planned carefully. And now it's time to give yourself permission. Permission to live, to enjoy, to create beautiful moments with the people you love. Don't let fear keep you from the life waiting for you. Stop spending on things that don't bring you joy. Now that you've given yourself permission to spend, it's time to make sure that your spending truly serves you. Too often, we fall into habits that don't reflect what we really want, buying things out of obligation, guilt, or just to fill a space we haven't taken the time to understand. Think about it. How much of what you buy actually lights up your heart? How many purchases end up tucked away, unused, or forgotten? I once spoke with a woman in her early 70s who shared her story with me. She told me she used to spend thousands of dollars every year on clothes she never wore, gifts she felt pressured to give, and gadgets bought simply because they were on sale. But the moment she cherished the most, a $600 flight to surprise her sister on her birthday. They laughed until their cheeks hurt, cried happy tears, and stayed up late sharing memories that would last a lifetime. That weekend held more value than all her shopping combined. This is the difference between spending and spending well. After 60, your money should be aligned with your heart, your values, your true joys. Maybe that's traveling to a place you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's supporting your grandchildren's education, or simply investing in a comfortable chair that eases your back. Maybe it's weekly dinners with friends who lift your spirit. Whatever it is, spend on what feeds your soul, not on what weighs you down. Let go of the purchases made out of guilt, fear, or the need to impress others. You owe no one an explanation for how you choose to enjoy your life. And remember, joy doesn't always come with a price tag. Sometimes the richest moments are the simplest, sitting on the porch with someone you love, writing a heartfelt letter, walking in nature without distractions. Before you reach for your wallet, ask yourself, is this helping me live the life I want? Or is it just noise? Spend with intention. Spend with heart. Because at this stage of life, it's not about having more or less. It's about having meaning. Stop trading your time for money, if it no longer brings meaning. For most of your life, time and money have been inseparable. You worked hard, showing up day after day, trading your precious hours for a paycheck. That dedication built your life, your home, your family, your security, and it was necessary. But now, after 60, something shifts. Time becomes your most valuable currency, far more precious than any dollar amount. Ask yourself honestly, are you still working because you truly love it? Because it fills you with purpose, joy, and connection? Or are you holding on out of habit, fear, or uncertainty about what comes next? I remember a man I knew, a high school teacher who taught for over 30 years. When people asked him when he'd retire, he'd say simply, "When I stop loving it." So he kept teaching until that moment came, and when it did, he stepped away with peace in his heart, not regret. That's the hope I have for you. But I also see those who stay in jobs they no longer enjoy, clinging to roles because they don't know who they are without them. Afraid to slow down, afraid to face an identity beyond the work they've done. Here's the truth. You can always earn more money, but you cannot earn more time. Once a day passes, it's gone forever. No paycheck can buy it back. So if your work still brings you energy and meaning, keep doing it with pride. But if it drains you, if it holds you back from the life you want to live, perhaps it's time to let it go. You have traded time for money long enough. Now trade your time for meaning. Stop putting off experiences you've always wanted. How many times have you said, "I'll take that trip someday," or "I'll learn that skill next year," or "I'll start that adventure when things settle down"? It's a story many of us tell ourselves again and again. But here's a hard truth. Someday is not a day on the calendar. For many, someday never comes. I remember a couple who had dreamed of driving across the country in an old Airstream trailer. They had the money, the time, everything they needed. But year after year they kept saying, "Next summer." Then one winter, the husband had a health scare. Nothing life-threatening, but enough to make them pause. That pause became their wake-up call. They packed up, hit the road, and 6 months later, they told me it was the best decision they had ever made. Not because every day was perfect, but because they finally did it. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need the perfect timing. You don't need everything to be flawless. Behind all the waiting often lies fear. Fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of finally putting yourself first. But what if this year you let go of waiting? What if you gave yourself permission to start living now? Not in 5 years. Not when the timing feels right. But now. You're not too old. It's not too late. The world is still full of wonder, and it's waiting for you to say yes. Make the choice to create memories that feel like magic, because you deserve it. Stop neglecting your health. This one is deeply important, and I say it with all the love and care in the world, because I know it can be a sensitive topic. But it's a conversation we have to have. Many people think about retirement in terms of how many years they might have left, 15, 25, maybe more. But the more meaningful question is, how many healthy years do you have left? Because without your health, true, lasting health, none of the money you saved or the trips you planned will matter. Without energy and strength, even the most beautiful retirement home feels like a prison. Imagine this. Would you rather have $20 million but wake up every day feeling tired, sick, and in pain? Or would you rather have just $1 million but feel vibrant, strong, and full of life? Most people, when they stop and really think about it, would choose the latter. The good news is, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You don't have to become a marathon runner or switch to a strict diet right away. Start small. Take a short walk every day. Choose water instead of soda. Stretch gently in the morning. Join a local fitness class made for people your age. Even light strength training, done with guidance, can do wonders for your balance, energy, and independence. This isn't about chasing youth or perfection. It's about maintaining your freedom. The freedom to play with your grandchildren, to travel without pain, to wake up energized rather than exhausted. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. Like any vehicle, it needs regular care, maintenance, and love. So make that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. Take that first step, no matter how small. Because health isn't about being perfect. It's about building momentum. And the best time to start is right now. Stop worrying about what others think. For most of our lives, we have been shaped by the expectations of others, striving to be the good parent, the loyal employee, the reliable friend. We follow the rules, do what's expected, trying to fit into the mold others have set for us. But now, it's time to ask yourself, who am I living for really? I once worked with a woman in her mid-60s who loved art. All her life she dreamed of taking a painting class but hesitated. She worried, what if I'm not good? What if people think it's silly at my age? My answer to her was simple. So what if they do? She took that class, and it changed everything. Not because she became a famous artist, but because she gave herself permission to do something for herself, without apologies or explanations. Here's a powerful truth. The older you get, the more freedom you earn to stop caring about the noise around you. Want to wear bold colors? Do it. Want to travel alone? Do it. Want to say no to family gatherings that drain you? You have that right. This isn't about being rude or selfish. It's about living authentically. It's about showing up fully, honestly, beautifully, just as you are. There's a book by hospice nurse Bronnie Ware that shares the top regrets people have at the end of their lives. Do you know what the number one regret was? I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Let that sink in. Because when you live by other people's standards for too long, you begin to disappear from your own life. So today, release the pressure. Let go of the need to impress. Say what you mean. Do what you love. And allow yourself to be seen, fully and beautifully, just as you are. There is only one you, and it is never too late to show up for your own life. Stop consuming doom and gloom news constantly. This one might surprise you. Let me be clear. I'm not saying you should bury your head in the sand or ignore what's happening in the world. Staying informed is important. Being aware is part of being a thoughtful, engaged person. But there's a difference between staying informed and being emotionally consumed by negativity. If you find yourself watching hours of news every day, no matter the channel, chances are you start to feel like the world is falling apart. That constant stream of fear, anxiety, and despair wears on your body, clouds your mind, and steals your peace. Have you ever met someone who said, "After watching 3 hours of cable news every night, I feel better about life"? Neither have I. But I have met many people who, once they stepped away from the relentless news cycle, felt their mental health improve, their mood lift, and their hope return. Most of the news you watch is designed not just to inform, but to keep your attention. And fear is a powerful hook. So ask yourself, is this where you want to spend your precious attention? After 60, you begin to realize that your attention is one of your most valuable resources. You get to choose where it goes. You can focus on what's broken, or you can focus on what's still beautiful. There is kindness in the world. There are good people doing good things. There is music, laughter, learning, growing, and love. So stay informed. Yes. But not at the cost of your peace. Limit how much negativity you let in. Turn off the television when you need to. Choose uplifting stories. Read from sources that respect your intelligence, not just your fear. And always ask yourself, has what I'm watching helped me take action? Has it improved my life? Or is it just making me feel helpless? After all the years you have lived, you deserve more than fear. You deserve peace. You deserve joy. And you deserve to spend your energy on things you can truly control. Stop ignoring your financial plan, but don't obsess over it. Finding balance with your finances after 60 is a delicate dance. On one side, there are those who avoid their financial matters completely, overwhelmed by numbers, procrastinating, or simply fearful to look. They say things like, "It's too much to handle right now," or "I'll deal with it later." But avoiding your finances doesn't make problems disappear. It lets uncertainty grow in the shadows. At this stage in life, understanding where your money is going becomes even more important. How much income do you need monthly? What if your health changes? Are you prepared for unexpected events? You don't need to be a financial expert, but you do need a clear, realistic plan that brings you peace of mind. On the other side, some obsess endlessly over every dollar, analyzing, calculating, delaying joy because a spreadsheet says so. Here's the problem. You didn't save and invest just to stare at numbers on a screen. You did it to live. So yes, check in with your advisor, review your accounts, make sure the basics are covered, but then let go. Let your money do what it was meant to do. Support your life, not control it. A strong financial plan isn't just about a high balance. It's about a life well lived. One client told me this shift in perspective changed everything for him. Stop avoiding your finances out of fear. Stop obsessing over your finances out of anxiety. Start using your finances as a tool to build the life you want. One joyful, intentional decision at a time. So here we are. 9 powerful things to stop doing after 60. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because you have earned the right to live more lightly, more freely, and more intentionally. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about creating space. Space for peace. Space for joy. Space for presence. Space for what truly matters. Remember, let go of saving out of fear. Let go of spending without joy. Let go of trading your time for money when your time is worth more. Let go of putting off the experiences that make you feel alive. Let go of neglecting your health, your greatest asset. Let go of worrying about what others think. Let go of the constant noise of negativity. Let go of financial fear, but don't ignore your plan. And most of all, let go of the illusion that you have forever. Because the truth is, you have right now. And that is enough to begin. So today, I want to ask you, what are you ready to let go of starting today? Take a moment to think about it. And if you feel comfortable, share your answer. You never know who else you might inspire just by speaking from the heart. If this message spoke to you, reminded you of your worth, your wisdom, or your possibilities, please share it with someone you care about. A friend, a sibling, a spouse, someone who may need this reminder too. Because aging isn't about slowing down. It's about showing up more fully than ever before. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, your heart, and your trust. And above all, thank you for reminding the world that it's never too late to live a life filled with purpose, connection, and joy. We'll see you in the next video.